Hello and welcome. I am the Suit&Tie Dip&ChewGuy, and this is the series number 9 overview. So basically what I'm doing here is just going over the products that will be reviewed this month. They are split up into 4 groups, but they are all top tier products, okay, because the series is premium pouches. Okay, so they've been basically sort of split up along company lines. In between the 4 groups will be a chew review. I am actually going to show those chewing tobaccos now as well. So basically, when all is said and done, I have 1 review per day for every day remaining of this month. The tail end does have 3 chew reviews in a row. I will be showing them too. After that, there is a couple days before I can send in orders, and then there are a number of more days before those orders arrive. So I'm not quite sure what I'm doing with that part yet. But as far as all the days in January, there will be 1 review a day, sometimes 2, but only if one of those 2 reviews is a dry snuff. So, without further ado, series number 9, premium pouches, will begin where pouches began, in 1983. And the number 1 slot will go to Skoal Wintergreen Bandits. The number 2 spot will go to Skoal Mint Bandits. Then we will switch over to Copenhagen. Skoal, in general, is at the end of these groups. I wanted to do the 2 bandits, the 2 remaining bandits. There were others, they have been discontinued. I wanted to do them first because that's where pouches began. So the number 3 spot will come after a plug review, and that will be Cannonball from American Snuff Company. Okay, so we do Wintergreen Bandits, Mint Bandits, the Cannonball plug review, and then we will go to Copenhagen with their pouches. The number 4 spot, also from Copenhagen, will be Wintergreen pouches. The number 5 spot from Copenhagen, and also in the Crosshairs can, because that's what they gave me, Copenhagen Mint pouches. Then we will do another chew review, which will be GRANGER Select. Moving on to the number 6 spot will be Grizzly Snuff pouches. The number 7 spot, and in the camo can, because that's what they gave me, Grizzly Straight pouches. That's the number 7, and the number 8 is Grizzly Wintergreen pouches. And then right next to it will be Grizzly Dark Wintergreen pouches. And then the final entry from Grizzly, and coming in at number 10, will be the Grizzly Mint pouches. The number 11 spot will go also to a American Snuff Company product. I am going to slide it in at the tail end of the Grizzlies because it is the only one of its line, and that is KODIAK Wintergreen pouches. That is the end of the American Snuff Company, Grizzly and KODIAK lines. We will then do a review. It will be JD's blend in the 3-ounce bag. At this point, we will start the rest of Skoal. Now, I don't have all of these in-house yet because I know for a fact they are well stocked in a Wawa right down the road. But I do have the first two. The first one will be Skoal Wintergreen Extra pouches. That's the number 12. Then skipping the unlucky number 13, we will go to number 14 with Skoal Extra Mint pouches. From there, we go to Skoal Classic. Now, these I do not have in, but they are right down the road, as I said, and stocked in mass. So I'm not really worried about it. The number 15 spot will be Skoal Classic Wintergreen pouches. The number 16 spot will be Skoal Classic Mint pouches. And then 17 will be Skoal Citrus pouches. 18 will be Skoal Berry pouches. And then the 19 and final spot will be Skoal Apple pouches. At that point, there are 3 days left in the month. So, the first will be Days of Work Plug, which I have. All this chew is actually being kept in the fridge. And then we will go to Workhorse. And then for the last day of January, it will be Havana Blossom. And then I'll be, by that point, well into plotting how to get through the month of February. There are some things. At first, I was not overly looking forward to pouches because I'm not a big fan of pouches. But now, to tell you the truth, I am. Having this stuff around has piqued my interest. That and there's no third tier products. That one, which I am well over third tier products. So at some point there will be a second tier line of pouches, a series on that. But even a lot of them are fairly safe. There's a lot of Timberwolf, and Sea and Smokeless, but their upper tier line with Klondike. Things to look for interesting on this will be the Bandits, the mint and the wintergreen. Bandits came out in '83. They were sort of a novelty in themselves. Skoal Bandits actually came out before Skoal had long cut. The long cuts came out in '84, a year later. So that's why we're starting with them. A lot of people don't realize, and I think it's because a lot of members of the dip community are younger. And personally myself, although I wasn't using tobacco in 1983, but although I've been using tobacco a long time, I really haven't been using smokeless tobacco except for the last six years total. A lot of people don't realize that a lot of things weren't available back not so long ago. So you had the Skoal Bandits come out in '83, and then that was it until Copenhagen Pouches came out in 2001. And then after that, the rest of the Copenhagen and Skoal pouches didn't come out until 2010. Yeah, so I don't believe Grizzly even had anything out then. So yeah, so a lot of this stuff, it's just like flavors. People don't realize, like back in the late 90s, I was at a car wash, and we had a manager come in temporarily. They did like a site manager flip, just a switch up. And this guy came in, all his family was from down south, and I think he had, he probably had just Copenhagen long cut. So it would have been like 99. And we're all sitting there with, Marlboros, like looking at this guy like he's absolutely out of his head. And we're like, what the hell is that? You want to try something? No, we're good. We're fine. We're all right. So, stuff you got to take it relatively, and relatively with, somebody my age, I'm 42, a lot of this stuff is fairly new. This hasn't been around, forever. Maybe some of the chewing tobaccos, but the dip market has not been this big for very long. Anyway, so that is basically all of this month. That's what this month is looking like. I do want to say hello and thank you to Sean Pereira. Oh, crap. Sorry, Sean. Sean Pereira. That popped up in a comment section. However you pronounce your last name, I'm sorry for botching that, but I do thank you for being around. And I actually got a couple of notifications of subscribers. One being Mark with 2 C's on the end. Hello and thank you, sir. And just a little while ago, right before I started recording here, Spicy Avocado. Hello and thank you. I'll be interested to see. I think I'm at 194 right now. I normally don't drop how many subs there are, but in 2 days it will be the four-month mark. So I'll be interested to see if I get to 200 by then. That'd be great if I did. But if I didn't, I'm guessing from other people's comments that I'm doing pretty well. So I'm fine with whatever. Anyway, guys, do take care of yourselves. I will be back tomorrow with Skoal, Wintergreen Bandits. The review will be tomorrow evening. I hope everyone is well and has had a good start to your new year. I do thank you all again for your subscribing, comments, and hitting the like button. Do take care, and as always, God bless.